race over in Belgium, and I got 5th out of about 36 cars, so I was very happy.
Well, there's a big field of cars that are lining up too for the Porsche race, the Mobile Bridgestone Porsche Series. In fact, a little bit of juggling going on as they form up on the grid. A pole position will be Dean Fulford. And we'll take a look at the grid now for the start of the Mobile Bridgestone Porsche Series. Pole position, as I mentioned, Dean Fulford, quickest to 1:31.28 from Richard Giltrap. So it's the youngsters out there on row 1, Owen.
Yeah, definitely Dean and Richard Giltrap been very, very quick. The 2 young guns of the Porsche racing, and you know, I expect to have a good battle between these 2 guys. Dean broke a gearbox last weekend, but qualified on pole this weekend, but not much between him and Richard.
Andrew Whittaker and Rob Hurst on row 2 for the Porsches. And on row 3, Andrew Bagnall, a man that's pedalled Porsches around here a few times, from Chris Bird. Then it's back to row 4, another very, very experienced Porsche driver, Ray Williams, and Maurice O'Reilly having his first race in the Porsche around the Wellington waterfront. He only took delivery of that car from Germany just recently. Row 5, Kevin Bell and Mark Fisk. And on row 6, Peter Lawn and Darryl Greer. Row 7 made up of Stephen Robb, Graham Small, and it's back to row 8, Glenn Taylor and Tony Broad. On row 9, Jeff Short from Hamilton out of pre-65s and into Porsches, Tony Hetherington beside him. Row 10, Alan Dempsey and Andrew Tyler. And on row 11, Andrew Justice, Martin Willis, and row 12, Ian Knott and Sean Levy. Absolutely brilliant conditions around the Wellington waterfront for the Mobile Bridgestone Porsche Series. Waiting for the green light, and once again it's that chicane that they'll have to maneuver through just down from the start line at Wellington. And I guess these German cars, they'll have to treat them very, very carefully in the starters' hands. Just waiting for the green light now. Nervous time for the drivers, Owen.
Definitely. With Dean versus Richard, they'll be both wanting to get a good start. It's very, very critical for Wellington to get a good start. Very hard to pass around the circuit.
There's the red light. So only a couple of seconds now and we'll see the green go. And they'll go in the Mobile Porsche Bridgestone Series. Away they go. Lots of tyre spin. And it looks like Dean Fulford will get the best, or is it Richard Giltrap just alongside of him?
Richard's got the start.
Now be careful, guys, through here. Treat these cars with respect. They're German. Oh, there's a real
big crash up already.
Look at that. Just take it easy. We've got a whole bunch of cars down there that have stopped. In fact, looks like one car has stalled.
Severe damage. Bit of a nose to tail there. That's the
number 9 car, Alan Dempsey.
This is actually the Porsche he did the Targa Rally on, and unfortunately the very last run in Pukekohe, last stage of the Targa Rally, they crashed this car, but you know, it's disappointing to see about another accident here.
But it looks like that car has got quite a bit of damage to it as well. That car's been pushed off the circuit, so it looked like it might have been a nose to tail.
Yeah, unfortunately the chicane there's only one car can get through there, and they all stop at the start.
Well, back with the race leaders, and there they go round off the Taranaki Street Wharf, the Museum of New Zealand in the back of them, and Richard Giltrap, the man that got the best of the starts. He leads from Dean Fulford. Oh, look at this.
It's Andrew Whittaker having a go at Dean at the moment. Andrew knows the circuit very well, just coming under his own sign there, but none of the RSs.
Now, just looking at the different classes within the Porsche series, Owen, they're just not all identical cars, are they?
No, they're not. They go from class A, B, C, and D, and it all depends on the horsepower and the year of the car and what they are. And you'll see it on the top of the screens. They have different banners normally to pick the different cars. But
well, the real race is going on for 2nd and 3rd place, and this is it right here. Dean Fulford in the Lighting Direct car, and there's even another one coming into the picture as well.
Andrew Bagnall's coming down there.
And oil on the circuit. Now, be very careful there. Those yellow, red striped flags indicate oil on the circuit. They'll have to steer very, very clear of that one. As you mentioned, Andrew Bagnall, now he can drive a Porsche very, very well.
Yeah. I think Andrew, in this particular case, is running the car outside Bridgestone specs. I'm not too sure. I believe he's got a shorter gearbox and running for the GT class, but running in the Bridgestone, I think he's running not for points this weekend.
This is a very tight race at the front of the field. Richard Giltrap, Dean Fulford, Andrew Bagnall and Andrew Whittaker. And as we take a look, there's been a little bit of a nudge on the track. In the AWA replay, a wee nudge there as the cars just start banking up a wee bit. Oh, pushed it sideways.
Rob Hurst on Ray Williams, isn't it?
Does it look very much like that one? Well, Rob Hurst in the car that is carrying the sponsorship for the Project K. We'll tell you a little bit more about that a little later on as we join the field. There's the race leader, Richard Giltrap. Just 24, 25 years old, the son of Colin Giltrap. And in fact, he's starting to just take a bit of a lead now on Dean Fulford.
Yeah, he managed to get away. Dean was sort of had Andrew Bagnall and Whittaker behind him, and he's had to sort of slow down a little bit. But Bagnall's definitely closing on Richard at the moment. I see running back there. Ray Williams is still a little bit of trouble. He won't be happy about this. He's getting a few nudges from behind in his CRC car.
See, when there is a little bit of a tussle at the front of the field, it tends to let the leader get away a wee bit, and that's what's happening. Richard Giltrap getting away from Andrew Bagnall, Andrew Whittaker, Dean Fulford.
I just when Dean come past last time, the light and direct car, he was on 3 cylinders, and he's dropping back, and Dean normally runs at the front there, so he's definitely got a problem on that motor.
Well, in fact, there has been a change in the lead now. Richard Giltrap and Andrew Bagnall. And more action around the Wellington waterfront in the Awa replay. Ooh, going very well. Look at that there. Now there's some debris caught up in that car.
Must be the big rubber band to keep these motors going, I think. Yeah.
Richard Giltrap leading from Andrew Bagnall. I think Andrew Bagnall's now going to start closing up on Richard Giltrap.
He is, but as I say, I think Andrew is running not on Bridgestone spec, but you know.
Well, after 2 laps, Giltrap is leading from Andrew Bagnall. Then it's Andrew Whittaker and Dean Fulford. But he'll be dropping back, as you mentioned. We'll watch that placing. He's 4th at the moment from Chris Bird. Then racing Ray Williams. And then Rob Hurst, who he put the kiss of death on last week, said he was did not finishes. And then he had a clutch problem, or a gearbox problem. And at his first ever, did not finish a Pukekohe.
Yeah, but it's good to see Morris O'Reilly and Chris Bird here, the new entrants in the Bridgestone series. Both very good drivers, and both here with Carrera Cup cars.
Well, Morris O'Reilly having his first ever drive in, around the Wellington waterfront in the Porsche. We're talking about some of the cars too. We've got Carrera Cup cars, we've got Carrera RS's turbos. Is there any difference in those?
Between the 3.6 RS's and the Cup cars, they're actually identical. The Cup cars have the name from being a Cup series in Europe, but the showroom off the 4 cars, same horsepower as the road-going cars, no different. See Ray Williams there, he's got a few little dents on him by the looks of it, but he's in Class B, doing very, very well. And I think he's got away from the Rob Hurst car that was giving a bit of trouble before, but Dean's definitely in trouble, there's no doubt about that.
It's Chris Bird looking for a way past Dean Fulford as well in the number 7 car. Watch these two. This is the battle for 4th and 5th place.
Yeah, as I said, Dean normally runs up close with Richard Giltrap, but when he came past before, I'm sure it was on 3 cylinders. He's struggling a little bit here.
Well, Dean Fulford was actually the fastest qualifier for this race. Sat on pole position, didn't get the best of starts. Richard Giltrap managed to go through that chicane at the start, finish straight first. And from then on, Dean Fulford's just dropped back a little bit. And here's the move now. Can he do it? Side by side. This is great stuff.
Exactly. Well, that red car, it's the car I won Wellington in 2 years ago. So it does know its way around here, Brian.
And Owen's sitting here watching the cars. I bet you wish you were out there.
I definitely do. Pukekohe didn't worry me that much, but walking down the track yesterday at Wellington, it's got a great atmosphere here, and I just definitely disappointed I'm not running, I can tell you that.
This is a track and a race, not so much this race, but a race where you've won the big race before.
Yeah. Well, last time we were here, we were quite successful. We won the Bridgestone races, and the year I won Wellington, it was a great weekend. But this Chris Bird here, he's an ex-Formula Ford driver, and he's doing very, very well.
And in fact, under no pressure, once he got past Dean Fulford, he's sitting in 4th place currently, and no pressure from behind, and nothing too close to him at the moment either.
No, and a couple of years ago, we'd all seen this car. We leased this car out to the Allied Movers team, Glenn McIntyre and Dave Barrow, and you might remember it had that big accident in practice when it hit the wall.
That's Ray Williams just behind Chris Bird, but, well, a fair way back.
Yep. Ray's, as I say, Ray's running Class B, doing a tremendous job. This little circuit suits Ray down to the ground.
Richard Giltrap leading the mobile Bridgestone Porsche series from Andrew Bagnall. That's Ray Williams there in the pit stop Porsche, and he's under a little bit of pressure now, isn't he, from Rob Hurst?
Rob Hurst, as I say, Class D car doing tremendous. Class C car doing a tremendous job down here. Rob's an extremely good driver, so it's not surprising to see him right up there. Qualified very high.
We're back with the race leaders now as they come back off or along the waterfront.
Appear to have closed up a little bit. Andrew Whittaker's closed on Bagnall. Bagnall's closed on Richardville, so we could be in for a bit of a close finish. All depends whose tyres going off, who's pushed their tyres harder, and who's got the best setup.
Now, how important are the tyres here for the cars? I guess very important.
Bagnall went wide. Andrew Whittaker straight under it, ready there to pounce. Excellent move by Whittaker.
No room to make mistakes around the Wellington waterfront.
Definitely none. And as I say, it's very hard to get past. When Andrew did that sort of thing to Andrew Whittaker, he would take it easily. So,
well, Andrew Bagnall wants it back now, so he's having another little look down the outside, but there's nowhere to pass there.
Trying very, very hard. It's good to see this. Say in Europe, when they run about 36 of these cars all the same, tremendous to see them together, and they're very hard. It's a bit like the Trans Am lights. A bit of panel damage happens. Not so much in New Zealand, but definitely overseas.
This is great racing around the Wellington waterfront with 3 Sport, the mobile Bridgestone Porsche series. Richard Giltrap, the youngster, leading from Andrew Whittaker, then Andrew Bagnall and Chris Bird. And this is the race for first, second and third, so it's only a matter of a couple of car lengths in it.
Yeah, Andrew Whittaker having a bit of time in the GT class in this Tuscan, and also Richard is doing the GT series, so they've had a bit more time to track the other guys, and Whittaker's just starting to move on Richard a little bit, unless Richard sort of eased off a bit, but it's going to be interesting as he gets to the last lap.
Along the waterfront, there's the race leaders, 1, 2 and 3. Richard Giltrap.
Chris Bird coming into it back there a little bit now, behind Andrew Bagnall.
So we may have 4 cars that'll come into the picture in contention for line honours.
And in theory, all these 4 cars together are the same. They're all 3.6 RSs.
Andrew Whittaker's the man that's picked up the spot from Andrew Bagnall's wee mistake. Just going a little bit too wide. And now going nice and wide there, coming back onto Jervois Key. Richard Giltrap.
Yeah, he's running some good lines. Nice and clean, nice and tidy.
Andrew Whittaker behind him. Andrew Bagnall is next. Being a very warm day out there on the Wellington waterfront, Owen, I mean, are the drivers feeling this as well? Is it hot and sticky out there?
Oh, they definitely will, but I think the adrenaline buzz, when close to those walls, will sort of take over from all that sort of thing. They'll forget about that. It's good to see Richard win that race, and Andrew having a very good run as well. Chris Bird, I don't know if he ended up third or not, but he did a great job as well.
So Richard Giltrap, Andrew Whittaker, Chris Bird, the rest of the field, and look at the placings now. Richard Giltrap, definitely a fine win for him from Andrew Whittaker. Third place, Chris Bird. Andrew Bagnall coming home in 4th. Racing Ray Williams for 5th place, and Rob Hurst in the Project K car 6th.